Hey, my lovies. My sugar babies. Today, we're gonna have some educational talk today. Come on in. Hey, Katie De Niro. Is this, well, when she comes in, we're going to have a convo with her.
This
when
new
she comes
$69
in. When she comes in,
can
we
take
will
you
have
from
a convo
freezing
with
cold
her.
to warm and cozy.
Hey, Real Talk, beware. No, we're going to really get into Jezebel and narcissistic. Because, like I said, it defeats the purpose to talk about these people, and we don't understand what their traits are. What are we dealing with? So we're going to get into sort of kind of their maybe personalities. And none of us are doctors here, so I'm not putting anything on anybody. So we're going to get into their maybe personalities. I mean, if you see where it fits, it fits. Don't see where it fits, it don't fit. So, if Fundi Fe gets in here, we're going to start this interview. But if not, we're going to start the video. So we're going to give her a little time. Give some people some time to come in. Yes, we are. How are you guys doing today? I missed you guys from yesterday. I missed you. You was here yesterday. I missed you. So today's a new day. So how are you guys doing? Today we woke up this morning. Hey, Usan. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the music. Enjoy. Just get ready. Hello, muscle car appraisal. How's the vibe always? Hi, Chris Soldier. How you doing? Um, at King World. King World. I was asking you yesterday if you are still here. I would like to do my job. I would like to do an interview on you because I would like to celebrate the work that you do. So the interview would be strictly about before you started doing videos and what made you get into Nature Boy videos. And I would like to celebrate your work. We don't celebrate each other's work enough on these streets. We so quick to put out negativity, but this channel is about positivity. So if it's okay, King World, can I do an interview with you, which will be a celebration of you and your work? If you're still here. Hey, Elise, how you doing, darling? Yes, positive vibe. That's why it's the love. That's why this is a love channel, and we all step on this love train. We all step on this. This is my channel. Is originally everybody has a banner. That's why you see a train as my banner, because that's the love train. And before we used to always sing, people all aboard, join hands for the love train. The love train. This is nothing but the love train. I'm waiting for his answer. But see, sometimes you got a lot of different channels to pop into. You got a lot of different channels to pop into. So in 2 minutes, we're going to start. In 2 minutes, we're going to start because we got a lot to cover. We got a lot to cover today before we get to Nature Nut. We got a lot to cover today before we get to Nature the Nut. So we're gonna have some learning today. We're gonna have some learning videos today. So remember, this is not a Nature Boy channel. That's just something for you to learn. So you're always going to get more than that, and you want to learn something. So, and it's good for your life too. It's good for your life. Hey, Fundi Fe, we waiting on you, sis. We waiting on you. We waiting on you, my love. Everyone is in here looking forward to this live. Oh, thank you guys. Well, now I didn't even share myself out. Let me share myself out. If you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. Like. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hit that like. Hit that like. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hit that like. Hit that like. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hit that like. Hit that like. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hit the like. Hit the like. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see these likes go up. Still drink. Yes, honey. I done had my coffee for this morning. You know that already for Socha. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hit that like. Hit that like. Come on. Show 'em out. 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 Soon as Fundi Fe is ready, we shall start. And it's going to be quick, Fundi Fe. It's going to be quick and easy. I ain't going to keep you here too long. I'm not going to keep you here too long. This is just a celebration of you and your work. We're going to let some more music play, I guess, until she's ready. Okay. We got the lady of the hour here, Miss Fundi Fe.
Oh my God, I apologize. I tried to come in on two other instruments and just couldn't. So I just came in on my phone. Forgive me for my tardiness. Please forgive me. Yes, ma'am. For you.
Well, this particular convo with you is a celebration of your work. I want to celebrate you today for all that you do. You know, we see a lot of negativity, but people, I want to be the one to put the positivity out there. And I have been fond of your work for a very long time.
Oh, thank you.
So we need to celebrate. We need to celebrate the people who put in that work. And you've been putting in that work. So this is a celebration. So everybody, you know, put some celebration things up in that live. Let's show Fundi Fe some love, even for just being here. Let's show her some love. Put some hearts up in the chat, please. Now, I don't see no hearts. Where you guys at? I gotta give me a whole new chat. Well, Fundi Fe,
yes, ma'am.
Okay, I believe you started your channel. Let me see, did I write it down? Was it like 5-6 years ago?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, no, to be just about 7, right? So
somewhere in there. It's more than 5. Yes, ma'am.
It's been more than 5. And you started out with what was my favorite videos? The Human Experience. That's some of my favorite videos. These are some of my favorite videos of her. The Art of Rethinking.
Oh,
the Human Experience. Discernment is the Key. The Wiz. Which one are you? Black Women Defend Yourself. Law of Replacements. The Rise of the Divine Female. Okay, you started 7 years ago. How to fight for, you started, this is your first video 7 years ago. How do you fight with your loved ones, if you remember that?
I do remember that, yes.
But,
yes.
And then the first videos was Predatory Mind, how to enter, I must be saying it wrong. Well, you have Yin Yang Force, Predatory Mind, how to enter your house. I'm bringing you all the way back, huh?
Those are like my first 3 to 4.
Yeah, these are your first 3 videos. These are your first. Yeah. So I just wanted people to know that she did not start out with Nature Boy. She had these videos she was doing way, way before that ever came into mind. So with my favorite videos, I would like for you to give us just a little bit on each. And okay, the art of rethinking. Can you give us a just because I want to go down the line. I don't want to keep you too long, but give them a little summary because our channel is about education. So give us a summary of the art of rethinking.
The art of rethinking was about my first steps in really being able to tell people how to reprogram themselves. It was like self-programming elementary school. It because I understood at that point that if allowed to run the program that my people were on, we could never get out of the situation. So there had to be an art to the rethinking, and art means discipline. Art is a system. So if I could rethink the system and get people to rethink it, then the perception of it would change. Then they could actively change the world around them.
Woo! Thank you. Now, can you give us a little summary of my other favorite video, The Human Experience?
The human experience was that we would understand that there's more alike than difference in most things. So it is just to give somebody another perspective on how to look at the physical world, another way to use your senses other than the way people taught you how. Because if somebody just tells you to look out of your left eye, your perception is different than if you look out of both of them or if you just look out of one, which is why when you shoot a gun, you have a predominant eye.
Okay, now my next favorite video, Discernment is the Key. Can you give us a little summary of that?
Discernment is the Key was about being able to really tell the purpose of things in the world, because it was out of me trying to teach people and them saying, I don't know. Well, I just don't know. I don't know. After a certain age, you're not allowed to say that anymore.
Yes. Go ahead, sister.
Because then it's just a reflex answer because you don't even want to think about it.
Ooh, good one. So what made you come up with discernment is the key? Is that is more like for people to have a thought process before they answer?
Yes. I mean, a lot of us lacked teachers. We lacked our elders passing their knowledge down, either because they thought we didn't need it, they didn't have time to teach it, or they wanted us to have another path and didn't allow us into the, I'm sorry.
I didn't say nothing. You got the floor. This is your celebration.
Oh, okay. And didn't allow us into that knowledge base. So, I mean, let's take it to realism. Say your mom was a hustler, right? So your mom found her money by any means necessary. You never really knew how your mom got her money, but you knew you never really wanted for anything. You know what I'm saying? So Your mom sends you to college so you can have another way of thinking than the way she had to get her money on the street. But there were two types of moms that did that. There was the mom that actually gave you that street knowledge so you could get through college. And there was that mom that kept that street knowledge, which you had to start at ground zero in learning your lessons in college about the hustle, because the hustle of life is the same. I don't care if I'll put it this way. The hustle of life is so the same that if you take a successful street pharmaceutical brother and you put him in a suit and tie with another product that's just as accolable, he'll be just as successful there. The game is the same.
Oh, okay. Now, my next favorite video, and believe me, all these, I'm telling her to give you a summary because I need for you guys to go back to these videos and watch the whole video. Sometime you got to go back. Don't let this information be because she done it before. Bring it back to the future. Okay, one of my other favorite ones, which I really love this one, The Wiz. Which one are you?
Oh man. The Wiz was my answer to the Wizard of Oz's pseudo psychological assessment of human behavior and characteristics in a group. Whereas in the Wizard of Oz, the whole plot was over the killing of a little black dog.
Right. Right.
The professional Karen, that was the lady on the bike. Gonna get your little dog.
Poor Toto.
Right, poor Toto. And sad part is Toto was actually the hero that uncovered the ones whose life was in danger was the one that uncovered the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think that in life that we all of us play I forgot the characters. Dorothy, one of us played the cowardly lion, one of us played the man with no heart, and one I'm missing besides the Wiz. The heart, the lion, the metal man, the scarecrow, and one of us played the scarecrow. So what would be your thoughts on if it was in human behavior, which one would each be? Like, how would your actions be?
Okay, all right. Just as they were in the movie. The scarecrow. Let's go with the Wiz, right? The crows were telling him, why get down? The status quo is just fine. Stay up there. Let us do all the hard thinking. Although he was the one that came up with all of the good ideas. But they had snatched his confidence. Of course he couldn't make it without them. I forget what the song was. But that the gist of the song was, you can't make it without us. Just leave the status quo as it is, even though you have fine thought. Just leave it.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about
how many times do we fall for that in a group setting?
Yeah, exactly. True. So true.
I mean, look at the Black American experience right now. We're falling for that as a group in a world setting.
Which is correct. Now, what would Dorothy be?
Dorothy? Oh, we're definitely Dorothy. Do you know where your home is?
Oh.
I mean, not trying to make this, no, I'm sorry. I am trying to make this a big picture.
Please do.
The Black American experience, let me tell you about the grain of sand that just really frustrates us that we just can't put our finger on. A Chinese American can point to China as home. An Iraqi American can point to Iraq as home. An African American cannot even point to Africa as home, because as it relates to the UN, there was only one country that even said we were from them. Every other of the 52 said they had no knowledge of us. And that was Ethiopia, which is why the Rastafarian celebrates Selassie I to this day. But Selassie did not include the African American in that. He gave it to the Rastafarian only. So our sand of frustration is always having this idea of home and never having a place to point to.
Deep, sister. This why you need to be celebrated. Yes. I'm going to go to Black Women Defend Yourself. Can you give us a summary of that video?
The Black woman is the #1 prey in the whole entire world. She is preyed upon by her man, her country, and her whole entire system is held up and perpetuated by the Black woman. Period.
You kicking it. You is definitely so. What were some of your tactics in your video that you were speaking upon of how Black women can defend themselves?
Well, first, I'm a martial artist. I'm a surviving rape victim. So what I know about the situation of being in a situation is that nobody is there to help you. That's the whole point of prey and predator. The predator waits until its prey is at its most vulnerable position. This goes psychologically, spiritually, and physically. Nobody attacks when you're strong. People attack when you're weak. And everybody that helps you is not your friend. And everybody that doesn't help you is not your enemy. Sometimes you have to leave somebody so they can get strong. And those are the situations when you're by yourself, when you have not taught your 8-year-old autonomy, your 8-year-old little girl, and you running men in and out of your house. Shoot, nowadays, even women in and out of your house, because a predator doesn't know gender or age.
Amen. Now,
and if you're a surviving rape victim or a molestation victim, and you have not taught your sons and your daughters how to protect themselves, at least to the age that you were violated, you are derelict in your duty.
Okay, you have the law of replacement. I'm reading these videos. I'm having her summarize them because I want y'all. She's being celebrated, but I also want you guys familiar with her work. All this great work this lady has put in. Today we celebrate you. The rise of law of replacements.
That was to teach a universal law that sometimes we forget when we are trying to change our world. If you're going to take something, you have to put something in its place, or you create a voidance, which is something I've been talking about for like 2 days. So if we do not want to create voidances, then we have to learn about the law of replacement and honor it. You'll get what you want, and you won't have to pay for it on the back end.
Mm-hmm. So what would be like some of the things, some great replacements that you can give the listeners to folks? I mean, you can say what they had and what they can replace it with. Now, what would some things be? That's something negative that you could replace with something positive.
Okay. Say, well, let's take it to the real. Let's take it to something real.
Mm-hmm.
Say you have an addiction. Pick one. I don't care. You can fill in the fucking blank, right? In order to kick that addiction, you honestly have to fill it with another addiction. If the addiction is negative, of course, it would behoove you to fill it with something that benefits you, right? Fee, that don't make sense. Okay, check this out. I'm gonna show you how this works in life. It really works.
Mm-hmm.
I knew a dude that cocaine. He was a cocaine head. He was cokehead, right? He started having the nosebleeds. His nose started to break down, so he had to do something. He had to kick the habit, right? So he filled the habit with Tai Chi.
Oh, okay.
So every time he got the urge to get that hit, he would do it through physically taxing his body with Tai Chi. So it was kind of like programming of Pavlov's dog. I get the craving for cocaine. I'll go ahead and extend my body with the same adrenaline that I get off cocaine with the Tai Chi until those two things merge into each other. So then his habit is Tai Chi. And just because it's Tai Chi that you do every day for years on end doesn't mean it's still not an addiction.
Take notes, guys. Take notes, take notes, take notes. Now we're going to go back 7 years, Dr. Fundi. We're going to go back 7 years from today. What year was that? I don't know. But y'all do the math. Right? Okay, we're going to start with how to fight with your. These are her first 3 videos. This is how amazing this woman is right here. Please, today is her celebration. 7 years ago, you came out with how to fight fear with your loved one. Can you please go back 7 years? And if you want to go back to your mindset 7 years ago and then bring it up to 2021, that would be up to you. But can we go back 7 years with one of my favorite videos?
How to fight with your loved ones
Is
was
how to fight fear with your loved ones.
how to fight fair with your loved ones was an answer to my relationship business per se, because the couples, and I deal with a lot of polygamous and monogamous couples, I deal with open couples. It is just something that I do. And most of the things I was fixing was the words that was coming out of people's mouths when they were mad at one another.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured if I could give people a way on how to fight fair, then I wouldn't have to deal with fixing the unfair fight.
Examples.
And this is one of the things that I talk about when I go to wedding showers. Oh my God, bridal showers. I love doing this at bridal showers. When somebody loves you, They give you the bullets to their gun.
Take notes,
They
guys. Take
they
notes.
they tell you everything that's gonna hurt them. They lay it out for you. They hand it over to you. Now, love is supposed to put these bullets in a box and lock them away so they never ever hurt them again. That's love. Love takes all that stuff that hurts you and makes sure that it will never ever resurface for you. So you can live your best life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we get mad at our loved ones, especially when we're at our worst, we not only go get the gun. Now, here is all the stops that you can stop yourself from doing what you are about to do, but in your blind rage, you go berserker, like you worship Odin or something. You go get your gun, right? Then you go get the box. You unlock the box. You flip the box open. You take your hand and grab every bullet you possibly can. You load this gun. You even spin the barrel just so they know what's about to happen. You click it shut. You take aim and you say you love this person. You take aim. And not only take aim, you go for the head, the heart, the throat, and center motherfucking mass. And in some cases, some of y'all are so sadistic, you make them swallow the barrel before you pull the trigger.
Oh, Jesus.
And you
That's
say
true.
you loved them. That's what that video is about.
And that was a great video. I just wish that you guys go back and watch that. Woo. So basically, the meaning of this is, even though when you're mad, hold your tongue. Hold your tongue. Check yourself. Maybe go out the door, get some air, do something before you really hurt somebody with that gun of that tongue of yours. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we're going to go into predatory. Maybe I'm not saying it right, but you know what I mean.
The predatory mind.
Yes, how to enter your house.
How to enter your house was the answer to me trying to give my sisters a system on how to protect themselves. Just because you're not watching your surroundings doesn't mean somebody's not watching you.
Ooh.
We've gotten very comfortable in our urban setting that there's nothing here to harm us because there's no more bears or cougars or rattlesnakes. There's nothing really natural that's going to come and get you. You know what I'm saying? Usually our come and get you comes from our species. And sisters are very lackadaisical about their surroundings, how they get out of their car and into the house. That's a critical point in time because there could be something laying in wait for you and you're just blah, 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 going about your routine, blah, 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 and you're snatched. Or your daughter, or your son, or your granddaughter. So it was an answer to try to save some lives or at least get you aware of your surroundings, that even if that trap is there, you are paying attention enough that you don't get caught in it.
Yeah, taking notes, guys. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Do not walk with your head down. Do not walk with your phone in your hand because people are watching you. So what are some of the steps besides the one that I just said? What are some of the steps that us women can take to protect ourselves from the predatory mind and how to enter your house?
Knowing the layout of your house and being able to walk through it in the dark. Setting booby traps. It could be as easy as putting a bell above your door.
Oh
So
yeah,
when
like grandma. Oh
yeah,
yeah. And I had one too. I'm gonna get another one. Oh my God, thanks for bringing that one up. Somebody said
mm,
video cameras. That's a good one.
that's a good one.
But that
There are
bad.
all types of things, but even if you have the video camera, if you don't have the if you don't have the personal wherewithal, the only thing the camera is gonna do is catch your abduction.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. They
We're
already got
trying
in
to
the house.
exactly. I mean, and what if it's a lay in wait? If it's a lay in wait, the cameras aren't working. Trust me.
Now, let's go back to your first video. Your first video. This is Fundi Fe's first video on YouTube. I don't know if I seen that one, but I seen some of it. But yin yang force. Can you take us back there?
Yin Yang Force was trying to explain a system of creation to my people from a symbol that we often look at and have absolutely no understanding of the depth of it.
Or can you give us a little depth? Remember, we need to know these things. Can you give us a little examples, please?
Um,
You could do it in 2021.
oh,
In
sure,
20.
no problem. Um, when everything is created in pairs, everything is created in pairs. As soon as you deem something beautiful, you have deemed something ugly. As soon as you have pointed up, you have already given the parameters for down. So when people say things like, oh, I only deal with positivity. Well, if you only deal with positivity, no wonder you haven't gone anywhere. Because in order to get energy, you need negative and positive energy to generate any type of electricity to become animated or mobile. That's how this world works. So that was definitely to get us to start thinking a little more deeply about our soliloquies that come out of our mouths. Because if you just live in the light, you still have to deal with that dot of darkness. You cannot have one without the other. It's like people, God, and the devil. You can't beat hell. You can't beat heaven. It's what it is. If there is a God, there is a devil. You can't feed the light without feeding the dark. It's like trying to feed a tree, but you only want to feed the leaves. You can't do that. If you feed the leaves, you got to feed the root.
Go ahead, my sister. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
It was just to get us to understand and come back to fundamental natural thinking so we could get out of this paradigm of extremism. I'm only positive. No, you are not. and stop denying half of yourself. That's why your magic don't work.
No. We're gonna get to that subject next, but not next, but that we're gonna get to that. But go ahead, sister.
Yes, ma'am. But we have to understand, what is the opposite? Is air and water the same? Huh, interesting. Because one seems to sit on top and one seems to sit on the bottom. Are they the same? Because they both seek themselves. These opposites. Getting your brain, you have two hemispheres to your brain. Most people can only think in one hemisphere at a time. What if I could get you to understand that you can think between both hemispheres at the same time? This is when your third eye opens, and it only opens when both hemispheres are awake at the same time. Yin, yang, logic, and art working together.
Now, the word art leads me to my next segment. I remember when you used to do henna videos.
Yes, I did.
I told you I've been watching you for a while. That's why this is a celebration. And I remember for a little bit of time, she used to show us, what made you get into henna and what made you start doing the videos for henna? And the designs were beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit about henna first? And, what made you start doing that art? Have you been doing it? Does it represent anything? Or do you just do it because it's beautiful?
I have been a henna master for 27 years. And I got into henna because we were in the dojo one day and Master Muhammad walked in and he threw something on the floor. And he said, next week, I'm going to come in and I'm going to throw something on the floor and you're going to have to draw it.
All right, somebody asked you a question before we get into the henna. Bree Love asks, do you always walk around with your third eye open all the time?
No. It has an eyelid on it, just like my other two eyes, and I get to close it and blink, and I'll hide my third eye before I hide my other two. Exactly. Be like, oh no.
Nobody wants to walk around with three eyes open at all times, and you have to know when to close it. You don't need all that energy, all the picking up all this energy all the time. But that was just a question. So you could get back into the henna. I'm sorry.
Yeah, even the gods don't walk around with all three eyes open all the time. No. No, don't think me better than the gods, babe. But I am not better than the gods. Yeah. Nah, you got to close that thing every now and again. Put some sunshades on it. They're making those now, sunshades for the third eye. But henna. So yeah. And I couldn't draw a straight line with a ruler when he did that. So I was like, I'm screwed. So I went home and I'm like, oh God, what am I gonna do? So it was like 3 nights before that. No, 3 nights after that. We usually slept with everything in the house off. But this particular night I fell asleep with the TV on. But when I woke up, it was like National Geographic, one of them old ones. And they were talking about India. And this woman was done in henna from head to toe. And it was the sexiest shit I'd ever seen in my life. And I'm like, I'm going to do that.
And you sure enough did.
So I took a year out of my life to teach myself how to draw. And that's what came out of it.
And you was talking about somebody else calligraphy today, but I was like, they must haven't seen your henna videos. So you darn good your damn self.
Oh man, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But I'm an artist. I see all the flaws in my stuff. It's like, oh God, look at that line. Look at that line. Oh
And we had one more video before we move forward. You said vegans should stop oral sex. Can you please give us a summary of what? Honey, baby, I told you we here for celebration. When I say I celebrate, I celebrate.
Yeah, vegans should stop having oral sex.
She like this. I remember the whole video. She like, this girl wasn't playing. This girl really wanted to interview me.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. And I'm like, you should have got questions. Like, no, 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 no. Okay. Vegans should stop having oral sex.
I remember. I ain't saying nothing. Go ahead, baby.
I think that was like an answer to carbonation and a whole bunch of freaking vegans that was working my nerves about being vegan and us carnivores and how we eat carcass and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, but you eat sushi. What's the problem? What do you mean? What do you mean? I was like, when's the last time you did fellatio on your man? What do you mean? That's hot meat. And any juices that come out of him that you swallow, that's meat byproduct. If you don't drink milk and you don't drink honey, maybe you should stop slobbing on that knob because that is meat.
Oh God, I enjoyed that video. But my people who's not familiar with you, that you have to elaborate. That was a good one, honey. We ain't gonna get. Oh my God, we're gonna get into it. Go ahead, get into it.
I mean, brother, I'm vegan. I'm vegan. You do oral sex, my love? Do you? Do you? Because if you do, you should might as well pull up a straw of good unrefined milk your damn self. And let's not talk about you vegan babies. Your baby isn't vegan. Your baby is sucking on milk, which is a mammal byproduct. It's actually what makes you a mammal in the species of animals. So even though you're eating vegetables, your child is a carnivore. Stop playing.
Oh, oh God. Oh my, that video had me on. I'm still on the floor. You gotta still keep the people in here loving it. They are loving it. Please continue. Please continue. I just like to hear more about that video. I want my people to, because I'm still cracking up.
I will barbecue the horse you and your vegan man rode in here on. Slather it with barbecue sauce, chop it up, cube it, make it into a salad, a steak, and a flank. Do not play me. And if we're in a tight situation, I will eat you too.
Anything tastes good with hot sauce, right? A little hot sauce to catch up, right?
Meat is meat in certain situations.
Oh God! To understand that video, you must go back to that video. She only given a summary of these videos, and like I said, I took it back 7 years. So please go back to these videos so you can see why she must have thought I wasn't going to bring up that video. But that one was like, bam, the first one I remember besides the Wiz one. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now, before we get to your garden, I love this word. Can you tell us what is whipsaw and how did you come up with it?
It is not my invention. Whipsaw, I was couldn't sleep. That's my problem. Couldn't sleep. And I actually put in psychological problems in YouTube. And I just hit the first video that came up, and I'm half asleep and half listening. And she said, there's a psychological condition called whipsaw. And I was like, And she was like, it is giving a person more than one option and none of them work.
Can you
And
say
I was
that
like,
again? Okay, can you say that again for the people who didn't hear it?
it is giving someone more than one option, but none of them work. And when they have used all of the options and none of them have worked, they go into a catatonic state.
You're gonna have to keep elaborating on that one, sister, because our viewers need to hear this one.
No problem. What that means, and what it meant to me when she said it, is that the African American, the person who is experiencing the Black experience, right? They say if you get an education, you can get out of it. But even if you get a PhD, you still a nigga.
Mm.
If you become a doctor, they say you can get out of it. If you get an education, you can get out of it. But even a man behind a scalpel with black skin at the end of the day is still a nigga, right? They tell you if you shoot a hoop, if you're the best athlete that you can be, you can get out of it. But at the end of the day, you still cannot stand for your people because you still a nigga at the end of the day. They say if you have enough money, if you have enough juice, if you a Jay-Z, if you a 50 Cent, you can get out of it. But at the end of the day, I think Jay-Z said it best. Nigga, 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 nigga this, nigga that.
Uh-huh.
Educated nigga, rich nigga, basketball nigga, drunk nigga, police nigga, you a nigga, I'm a nigga, everybody's a nigga, right?
My
And
nigga.
then we, my nigga, exactly. And then after you've exhausted all of this, you have done everything that people tell you, this way out of this. We still have not found a way out after 500 fucking years. And we wonder why our children are catatonic. Why our men are catatonic. And when I say catatonic, I mean can't move, won't move. Broken to the point that the mind can't even function high enough to change the narrative. An elephant. It is an elephant being held with a toothpick and dental floss.
Now, how would you put that in relationships?
How is that in relationships?
Now,
That's easy.
Yeah, we want you to elaborate on everything. We want you to elaborate on everything while we got you. We want to get all your info. We want to get all your info while we got you, because you're helping a lot of people here. You're helping a lot of people here.
How whipsawed works in a relationship?
Yes.
Oh, sure. Okay. You keep yourself in the best of shape, but he still tells you fat. Brother, you come home with the best paycheck, but she still want more. Oh, sister, you put out the food. The food is ready, but it's not hot enough. It's never hot enough, and it's never gonna be hot enough. Brother, you will never make enough, not for that insatiable appetite. But because you want to please, you give more and more and more and more until your more and more becomes less and less.
Ooh,
and
deep.
the bereavement becomes more and more and then you lose your entire self because now you've become completely catatonic and you can't move.
They said, speak on it. Yeah, they said, speak on it. They want you to speak on it. Now, and that means once you get into that place, you have been whipsawed.
You have been whipsawed.
Now, let's take this journey of how you started or what made you started doing videos about nature. Now, what was it that made you make that first video, and what was it that drawn you to him to make you say, I need to make a video about this mofo?
I saw the video of him saying that he allowed his son to play with his penis. Now, mind you, I had been watching Nature Boy from the bushes for about 2 years, and I thought what he was doing was a real good idea, a little skewed, but a really good idea right up until that point. And that's when I had to say something, because that's grooming. And if you do that to your child, I could imagine what he was doing to the people over there. You got these women running around with their breasts hanging out, with children running around hollering, we're nudists. But you allowed your son to play with your penis. The two didn't go together for me. So I had to say something.
And to be understood, she heard it correctly. It wasn't what she thought she heard, because that's the bull crap that he says. She heard it correctly with her own ears. Let me throw that in. So go ahead, sister.
And before anybody says, well, she saw the chopped up version. No.
Exactly. I want to let that be understood.
I heard the whole thing. So context, yeah, the context was exactly what I thought it was. And nobody can talk me down or out of that, period. As a rape survivor, you can't talk me out of what I heard and saw, period. So my teacher taught that if you see something wrong, it is your moral obligation as being human to fix it. So I took this on as my personal fix it.
Okay, I jumped the gun a little bit. I wasn't supposed to get to Nature Boy yet. I wanted to know about your teachings and what type of teachings that you have, and what type of teacher. Every time you speak upon your teacher, can you let us know what teachings and who's your teacher, and what are some of your paths that you took containing your teaching? What made you say, hey, I want to do this, and the teachers that you had, and what are some of the studies that you have that you have learned? I'm sorry, I dropped the Nature Boy question was the next question after, because we need to understand.
No problem.
Yeah, we need to understand, you're a woman of substance. You're a woman who know what she's talking about. So how old were you when you started saying, what age drew you into saying, I want to learn this, or was you forced into it? Or just like how, like, we were in New York, it was just all around us. So even you learned about the fire, even though it was good information, the bad information was like always around us. Like, what did you do to seek out that information? And what teacher are you talking about?
First, I have to give thanks and praise to my mom and my dad. We're from Birmingham, Alabama, man. My mom marched. My dad marched.
Mm-hmm.
So that has always been something in our house. I can't know a time where Black History Month wasn't all year. my mom colored in Santa Claus. We had a black Jesus on the wall with dreadlocks.
Oh, okay. She
You
was
know,
y'all was the and good y'all was the people in the good times, huh? When he's like,
y-
Jesus is black.
yeah, yeah, and everybody in the house believed it. Yeah, yeah. My mom had an Ethiopian Bible. She had the King James version. My mom taught us to read. She taught us the fundamentals of reading. She had the whole Roots collection. I read it. My mom bought us we had our own Encyclopedia Britannica set because my mom was like, I don't want you to have to study and have to go to the library when that closes, and there are hours after that you can still be studying. So we had the Encyclopedia Britannica set. And when we got in trouble, yeah, we got beatings like other people, but my mom would throw an encyclopedia at you and go start reading. And at
That,
the end, she would take that book and flip to a page, and she'd give a word, and you better be able to say something about that. So when I say my teachers, I mean them as well. I had my grandparents that gave me wonderful nature tutorials. I was exposed to a lot of masters of whatever it is that they were doing. I mean, right down to going down south with my dad and going to the speakeasy. Yep. I was the kid in the speakeasy. I was the one outside all up in the dandelions. That was me. Learning human behavior, nature, what actually happens. Fast forward, in school, I never lost a chance to make a book my friend. I never lost a chance to sit under teachers and listen, shut my mouth and listen. You don't have to interject all the time. Just listen. Your ears are some of the best things to use when it comes to learning. Close your eyes and just fucking listen. Sometimes even your eyes betray you because you don't want to learn from this person because they look a certain way. I don't want to learn from white people. Well, close your eyes.
right. Correct.
I had to tell a little black brother that one day, this white dude is standing there giving them game. Little boy said, I don't learn from white people. I was like, you can learn a lot from the devil. Listen.
Ooh. Yes, indeed.
That white boy stood up and was like, you sure can, and went right back to what he was doing.
Yes, you can.
I like, see the devil? The devil know who he is. He even stand up and said amen.
Woo,
And
yes.
then there's Master Muhammad. Master Muhammad taught me a way of thinking, which is Tai Chi.
Yeah, get into that, sister. That's what I want to get into.
And he
Was that
taught.
your teacher?
This is when I say my master teacher or my master, I'm referring to Master Muhammad.
So he was your personal teacher, or he's somebody you studied, you
Now
read,
he
or
has been my personal teacher for 27 years now.
so can you let us know how? That's what I want to know. What age was you and how did you come across him?
I actually first came in contact with Master Muhammad in my 20s. I came in personal speaking term contacts when I was 22. I became his disciple at the age of 21.
Okay, now you can get into what you was getting ready to say.
I made a deal. I made a deal with God. I was fed up. I made a deal with God. if we're supposed to have this great fucking destiny, what the fuck is it? I mean, honestly, God, get shit or get off the pot. Honestly, because I had it with this world. I had it with the promises that all of the holy books had made and I'd never seen. The promise of freedom after I die. What the fuck? Why I gotta do that after? Okay, you can have this bullshit. I'm out. I'm out. You know, and I want it out of the damn game. And what I asked for in this midnight hour on a full moon was that if I see somebody who is practicing exactly what they are preaching, I will follow that man until my last breath.
So what now? We got into the teachings.
And a week later, Master Muhammad walked into my life. And he didn't want me to follow him. He wanted me to follow a way.
Oh. And what was that way? She said, this is a real interview right here. I told you. She said, I did. Yeah, this is a real, and please, if you want to share this story on your page, you can too, Fundi Fe. So let's get into the way.
Oh, I already shared it. Ah!
Oh, thank you, darling.
You are more than welcome. The way was let me preface this that everybody's way is individual. It's a hodgepodge of a whole bunch of stuff that you believe to be true. So the first thing I learned from him was physical Tai Chi, how to live in my body and how to get my body to do what I wanted it to do. Now, mind y'all, when I started Tai Chi, I was 280 pounds.
Ooh. Okay.
And to get to Tai Chi class, I had to walk 1.5 miles there, do Tai Chi, and walk 1.5 miles back. For somebody at 280 pounds, that's a hell of a commitment.
And how often was the classes?
The class was twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like a hippo in a tutu.
Oh my gosh.
You know, Fantasia, that's how I felt. Because there was a girl next to me whose name was Divine, and she was 5'8", and she was 110 pounds soaking wet in winter clothes. All the girls on the line were less than 120 pounds, statuesque, beautiful, small. And I'm like, this some bullshit.
Well, you know what? You know what? She is teaching you guys about to have courage and bravery. If you didn't hear that part, I heard that part. I heard she took her courage to do that walk, and she was brave enough to stand against people who looked like they belonged there. So even though she never took the notion that, hey, I'm looking at them, I belong here just as much as they belong here. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, please finish with this because we want to know Fundi Fe.
So I slowly watched them not practice because they thought that look would be enough. I had to practice. I knew I had to practice. And in practicing, my body changed. their bodies didn't. Then they were coupled up. I wasn't. So they began to fall off for one reason or another, but I didn't. I kept my momentum. Then that whole class dissolved, and Master Muhammad was like, "You want to finish this path?" "Yes, sir."
Dedication. Yes.
So he invited me to his home, and we continued practicing. I built classes for him, and some people stayed enough to become champions. Some people didn't. Everybody got what they needed to get. But I made a promise to God that when I found somebody that was practicing exactly what he was preaching, and I saw no difference, there was no difference, I would follow them until my ending day. That was my oath. And that is my oath until my dying day.
Now, what was some of the besides Tai Chi? What was some of the teachings that? Because I know you're. What was some of the teaching, like far as like books and teachings, and what was that was like life that you still continue to today? What was some of his teachings and some of the books or things that was enlightening you that you now enlighten us with?
Oh man, the first book he ever threw at me was Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. It is the first book I point anybody to who wants to enlighten themselves. If you want to know about the path, you want to know about the Tao, you want to know about the way, read Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach.
You know, let me write that down. Let me write that down. You can't be throwing it. I should have had my pen ready. Okay, Jonathan. What's the name of the book?
Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Gotcha.
By Richard Bach.
What was that book about? What was that? What made that book so amazing?
Jonathan Livingston Seagull is a book about an outcast and the need to perfect something that you love, which was himself. He wanted to know the perfection of flight. I wanted to know the perfection between word and deed, which is basically the same thing. You know, Jonathan teaches that just because, you know, you make a breakthrough does not mean that is a breakthrough for the whole flock. That's your breakthrough. And you deserve that present for that present, because that's what it is. It's a moment, it's a present, because perfection is a fleeting thing. I've touched perfection twice. And it's addictive.
Okay, can you tell us more about your teachings and your teacher?
Man, Master Muhammad is a master dog trainer. One of the best in the world. He's a family man. He was a minister in the Nation of Islam. He was a bodyguard for Elijah Muhammad. He's a world star when it comes to the philosophy of the martial arts. He was a breaking champion. The accolades are too many for me to sit here and talk about. Grand champion from 1985 into the 90s. He's a champion that makes champions that have made champions.
I wish I was in Alabama, but I know it's some out here. I know there's some out here. So are these the things you still practice to today?
Every day.
Oh,
Every day. I owe him. You know, one day we were in the dojo, and I don't know what happened in the house, but he came out mad. And he came in the dojo, and we all bowed to him, and he said, I'll never forget. It's like, God damn it. Perfection is not enough to ask of you. Like, what? Like, I demand perfection. Fuck anything else. Nobody had ever demanded perfection. And nobody had ever told me that it was obtainable.
A lot of people have never heard that neither. A lot of parents and people they give you, well, whatever you do is okay. Well, a C is okay, and nobody's perfect, and just give the best you got. But when you have somebody demanding perfection, how did that change your mindset?
It forced me to pay attention to the slightest change from full to empty.
You just made me more perfect right now. I feel more perfect right now. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. So we're going to get back into Nature Boy. And I would like to know what kept you to continue doing videos about Nature Boy. If I left anything of the childhood or something out, because remember, I'm trying to go step by step by step. So if I left anything out that you would like to fill in, feel free.
Oh no, we're good. Nature Boy. His following made me keep doing it. And then at one point I realized that I had to realize natural order again, because I was like, well, of course, if I say this is going to stop him. This is going to stop the whole thing. No. This is a game of Othello. This is a game of influence. The only thing I can do is hope that he put out a video, I put out a video, that the yin and yang stays in balance. Because if his yang gets out of balance, then more of my sisters gonna go over here and get hurt. And not just go to him, go to men like him. Because like he calls us a demographic, he's a demographic too. So now it's just about keeping this balance, because I don't hope to change anybody, but I do hope to influence somebody enough that their discernment will kick in, that if this is what you really want, then go. But know that you will not have my sympathy, because you have been warned.
You can say that again. You will not have my sympathy because you have been warned. Now, this is one time I was so proud of you, but we're not going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it in a positive sense. I was so proud of you when you set up this debate for you Was it about polygamy and how to do it right? Am I correct? And you
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Nature Boy was supposed to have this debate. So can you please speak upon that?
Ooh, the debate between me and Nature Boy was long and interesting getting there.
No, not
Um,
that debate. We're talking about not when y'all actually saw face to face, about what was the debate, what was supposed to be the debate, and how he kept dodging you and all that other stuff. Let's keep it back. Then we'll move forward.
uh, he challenged me to a debate.
I remember. Mm-hmm.
He challenged me. He said he called my name. I will debate Fundi Fe, and I went, really?
Sorry.
Okay. So I said I was going to need two things to waste my time to do this. I was going to need 8 G's and I was going to need a dictionary because he changes the meanings of words. And I'm going to need that dictionary in order that, I too can speak his lingo. Well, the eight G's was raised.
No, we ain't gonna get to that part yet. We're gonna stick upon what
Okay.
was the topic going to, what was the debate supposed to be about?
You know what? I don't remember what it was supposed to be about, but I remember that it
Polygamy.
was
It was
polygamy.
it's supposed to be how it's supposed to have been done. See, I watch your videos. I'm gonna remember for you.
Okay, thank you.
It was about, and you was making the point that even though he has these wives, and he was talking about one man and a bunch of wives, but if they are having intercourse with each other, it's not being done right, because they're not, they're still polygamous, not just him. Am I correct here? You can try
Yes,
to.
ma'am.
Okay, so guys, finish with that. When you be referring to him talking about polygamy and how he was doing it wrong, and then you brought up the part about the women having intercourse with each other. So that was what the debate was supposed to be about. Can you now that you remember, can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Well, his stance was they only have a relationship with him. My thing was if you are having sexual intercourse with all of them at the same time, these women are also in a relationship with each other, not just him. So, in not allowing them to have relations outside of sex, healthy relations with each other outside of sex, then you're sabotaging the whole of sisterdom for the for the need of your stroked ego. That
Exactly.
doesn't make for a healthy relationship between you and each wife or each wife and themselves.
Right. Because at that point in time, Bella was doing it with everybody. So you was like, well, hold up. Go ahead, sis.
Right. Well, right. And that was one thing that Val had right that I'll give to her. That if she's having sex with these women and these women are only there for him, they're not there for her too, then more than likely it's not going to work if she's going to put up a stink that she wants in the relationship. You have to master one before you master two, boy.
Now, what I did forget about was well, I'm sorry, because I wasn't paying attention to him. I was only paying attention to you. Now, what was his point of it?
His point of it is he can do what the hell he want to do.
Yeah, in a nutshell. In a
No
nutshell.
rules, no, and even if he did put in rules, if he felt like changing them, that they should be pliable enough to change with him. And of course, they don't have any decision in it because it's whatever you like.
Whatever you like.
No,
Now,
whatever you like.
no, it's whatever you like. You know
And
what?
again, and you know what? That's an example of that catatonic state that I was talking about, that whipsaw.
Mhm.
That's that catatonic state. Whatever he like.
I'm barking on one foot right now.
Right.
That's why these old videos they do, and it's so funny that it's interesting that you put out all of these videos before you even thought about Nature Boy. And look how all these videos you have done before. Like you didn't even know that you was going to go into the Nature Boy world when you put out these videos. But now you see how your older videos, not saying that your newer videos, um is not great. They are all great, but your older
Thank
videos
you.
is what put the nails in the coffin.
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't have no, and that's when you wasn't even thinking about, he wasn't even in your mind, like was Nature Who 7 years ago. He wasn't even thought of 7 years ago. But it's just so that the universe put that in you, where if somebody right now can go back to them old videos and bring them. I'm gonna bring them videos back to life. I'm letting you know they're gonna be on my channel, but because I believe in bringing old videos back to life. So I'm gonna bring them old videos back to life. But isn't it just ironic that you was on the on the post before you knew that you was gonna have your foot on the neck?
Well, the universe builds each of us to do our jobs.
Now we have one thing that took place that I was so proud of you. I mean, I was even, that's when I was under, but that's when I was a regular a YouTuber. I wasn't Sugar Love then. I forgot which name I was. But I was so proud of you when Nature Boy backed out of the debate. So what you did was say, well, hey, I'm gonna do my Fundi Fe mobile, my whatever you called it. And I thought that was the proudest moment as uh as we can do to bless somebody who has put in all this work and was upfront and honest about, 'cause a lot of people, you don't have to tell nobody. I'm in that book of leisure. I just want to let you know that, Fundi Fe.
The book of truth, 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 truth. The
That book of
ledger of
truth.
truth.
It ain't much that you will remember. Believe me, it ain't much that you will remember. But it's a little, it was a teeny something, something, right? But
Hey, how do we eat an elephant? One bite at a
at
time.
a time. So, I would like for you to explain why you switched over to do. I thought that everybody should have celebrated and been happy. I'm not going to get into the negative part of it. We want to keep it strictly to the positive part about it. But what made you say, you know what? Well, shit, I'm debating anyway. So every day I debate what he say, because that was basically what it was. She was having, listen, I'm gonna have my own debate then. So whatever you say, I'm coming back with it. And people chose to help you with the fund, which people do that anyway. People donate in, I mean, people do this anyway. But because somebody put a goal in front of it, they made something that was uplifting, that we uplifting and turned it into a negative. But can you get into, okay, let's get into that part, right now. But this is not the negativity part about it. Let's do
Yes,
the
ma'am.
positivity part about it. Because I think that all of us should have a goal. That's the point that I'm making. All of us should have a goal.
It was an active lesson in collective manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted us to actively see what we could do by focusing power into one specific place. Now, I really didn't think I was going to ever get to debate him face to face. I really never thought that.
Oh, we're gonna get to the face to face, but I wanted you to speak upon the manifestation of that Fundi mobile.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, we need a goal. We have a goal, but we need something to picture in that goal. So I had been doing gardens with my little Honda, up and
Yeah,
down.
I saw you.
Houston is
Yeah.
huge,
Now
huge.
who's the young little fella that you have in the car with you sometimes?
That's D Keys. That's my first student.
Oh,
That's my first student.
okay.
Love him dearly. I love him dearly. He's a little knucklehead, but I love him. I love my knucklehead. And sometimes I'd have to do 2 and 3 trips across the city just to get all my supplies. And that was taxing on that car. And the car broke down. The muffler fell off,
Oh
and
my
I'm like, fuck. But it was 2 days later. I don't exactly remember the exact time frame, but it wasn't like another month later that we hit the goal and I was able to get the truck.
Honey, you did the damn thing. I was proud of every step. Cause see, my thought pattern was, well, damn, let me learn. Cause let me learn how to manifest. That's what I thought that's what I thought people should have taken out of it. But Sounds
Sister, I even turned around and did a free manifestation class
yes.
after it. So I told people step by step what exactly I did and exactly how they could duplicate it. As a matter of fact, it's still up.
Yeah, but a lot of people, you gotta be able to. Some people just they just don't want nothing. They don't want nobody to have anything. They don't have it. They don't know how to do it. They don't want to put the time in learning how to manifest something. So of course I'm gonna shoot you down.
And see, that's why we read Jonathan Livingston Seagull, because then we understand trajectory and that any projectile can only go so far past the force and mass in which it has. So when you fly high, baby, you fly out of range of a whole bunch of shit.
Well, that's the ledger of truth. I was like, you go, girl. You go, girl. Your girlfriend Wonder Woman is in here. I know I see her from your channel. If you
I
spot
see her.
if you spot anybody from your channel, you want to give them a shout out, please give them a shout out before we get to the last part of this celebration. This is a celebration for your teacher. This is a celebration.
I'm trying to stay focused and not really pay attention. I
Right,
flip
no
back and forth to the chat because then I'm like, hey girl, how you doing? Hey y'all. Bowing deeply to each and every one of y'all, and thank you for everything that you have done over the years to help not just me, but my community as a whole.
Speak upon that, and then we're going to get into the last part of it is about oh gosh, but it's about you growing fruits and vegetables and your drinks and all your business, and we're going to get to your business, but let people know when you did get that Fundi Fe mobile, let them know what you did with the stuff that you grown, please.
After I got the FEMO bill, we did some more drives to put in some free gardens, and then I began doing
Free. Sorry, sister.
And we had been doing free gardens for 3 years, which is probably why my damn car broke.
Because free.
Putting them in for free. And,
So I
and,
want them
and
to
in
know
putting them in for free, we also educated the family as we were putting it in, how to maintain it, how to build it. Because my thing was, if I can show you how to build it, you will better be able to maintain it. And if anything happens to it, you can fix it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
So
she served people. She didn't serve herself. She served people in the community that needed it, who had no idea that they can grow their own fresh fruits and vegetables. You can finish elaborating, sister, on the community side of what you do, or
yeah,
what you did.
it allowed me to put in a side garden that stands on the side of the house, where the community comes and picks from that garden. The only thing that I ask is they don't kill it. That's all I ask. If you don't know how to pick something, knock on the door. I'll come out. I'll show you how to pick it. I'll even go down to your house if you want some. I'll go down to the house and show you how to grow it or how to root it.
But I also saw you used to put the tables out and used to have pick some stuff and then you'll put it in the container or bucket. And I saw you giving it out to people. Come on now. You're gonna talk about the self. Talk about the self now.
That is a program that I run called Buckets of Food. And it's basically for people who are low income, don't really know what they're doing. Some of our seniors, they don't have an idea on how to get it done. So I come up with little creative ways for people to have their gardens. Let me see. For instance, let me see if I can do this right quick. Sorry. Let me see. Front. Okay, it just went to back. That's great. X out of there. Like this. We
Yes.
took an old drawer and we filled it with some African mustards, some curly mustards. There's dill, there's aloe. We got some rosemary. We got collard greens, southern and regular. We got kale, and we got sweetgrass in there. Oh, and you got your onions over here. We have towers that we build for people. So if you have limited space, you can get a vegetable tower. There's another one. I think that's leaving today. And I just planted this one yesterday, so it's looking a little bad, but we're gonna get her back together. Just need a little water and a little time. She's in shock. But yeah, those. Oh,
Well, you just answered that question right there. I didn't have to ask that question. Now, the next question is on your other side of your business where you do like the different oh my gosh, help me out. You do the different what is that? The different sages. Let us know what you're doing now. Just let us know some of your product. If you would like to show it, that'll be good. But if you'd like to show your products, tell us about the different things you have made, the different things that you're making, and if you want to get into like with the sage, like this blue sage is for this, white sage is for that, red orange sage is for this. I also do this, I make this, and I also now am making what you said, like that one, that colors was beautiful, baby. That was in that bottle. I could have just grabbed that through the TV screen. But can you let us know your business side of you now, and what are your products? What can they find you? But first start with, not all of them, because we don't have enough time, but things that may be important for people that they need in their house, like as of now, and what that they can use to protect themselves in their house, and let it know what it is. And then if you would like to show it to make it easier, whichever way is up to you.
Okay, here's a little something right here. Here's a setup of some sages that you can actually find at www.masterfundife.com. You have black sage, which is this one right here, which induces psychic dreaming, introspection, and inner healing. You can use it for astral travel, shamanic journeying, or for protection during exorcisms. That's this one. Then you have your blue sage, which is this one here, which is also nicknamed grandmother sage. It does the exact same thing white sage does, but it doesn't have such a harsh smell as the white sage. It's not as pungent. You have a cedar smudge, and you know cedar is good for all that good wisdom because the trees are very old and wise. And it is often used for cleansing the home or apartment when you first move in. So you want to use this and white sage when you first move in. And of course, you have your white sage right here, which is a staple. And yes, this does clean bacteria and viruses out of the air as well, but it's also good for everything that everybody else does, except for woman problems. Woman problems, postpartum, menstrual cramps. You want your black sage. And you got desert sage, you got Yoruba Santa. There are a whole bunch others, but if you go to the website, they're definitely spelled out for you what they do. And you can get any of them draped in dragon's blood.
That's the one I want to know about, the dragon blood, because I read something about that and I was like, I don't know about that one. Well, can you explain that one to me? Because maybe I read wrong.
Oh, sure. Dragon's blood is good for cleansing and purifying, just like white sage. But you have to be a little careful because dragon's blood is also invokes the serpent spirit. And serpent spirit is very, very selfish. When you do this, it's going to be for you and you only. This for clearing your bedroom, like for clearing your car. When you do this for prosperity, it's not going to go across the board. It's not going to protect your family. It's going to do you and you only. Dragon's blood is like being loved by a serial killer.
Oh, so I didn't read wrong after. But
no, you did not.
Something said something about romantical something. I'm like, I'm not trying to get romantic. That had that part in there too. Now, which one is it a sage or is there some other thing you use for that woman to make you feel like a woman, and I'm not talking about sex magic, but what make you think is sex magic.
Well, that's that serpent energy. That's the knowledge that the serpent brought. It brought the knowledge of how to procreate, how to have sex. So when I say selfish, yes.
So because the red sage.
No, that's the dragon's blood that covers the sage. You can get that dragon's blood on any of the sages.
Ooh. You and only you, no other one. Ooh, I feel sexy already. Shoot, all I did was just hear about it.
See what it do? That's what it do.
Now, what other things are you? I want to get all your promotions out there because we need to support this sister. She is a Black-owned business. Yes, we can get it at anywhere. But guess what? That stuff is manufactured. What she does is she makes it. She puts her heart and soul into it. She creates it. So yeah, you can go Amazon, but it won't have that Fundi Fe touch to it. So please don't be like, oh, well, I can get it here. No, I don't want to hear none of that. You can do what you want to do, but let's support this sister. So whatever things you have out there besides them good drink. Oh yeah, so them things you can drink. And let us know about the black apples and all them things that you up to. But them things that you making today, they're you can drink it. Is that
Yeah,
alcohol flavor?
yeah, yeah. It's just like the vanilla that your grandma cooks with.
So let us know your
Eventually,
other.
you'll be able to use it just like that. Mm-hmm.
I never even heard of black apple, but let us know some of the other things that you are promoting, sister. This is your time.
You have your
Yes.
brews, and these are the brews that are available right now. They are not all sweet. We have balanced, we have dry, and we do have sweet. But this is one of my novels. Yep, carrot wine. Yes, yes, believe it. Caramel apple, blood orange is a good one right now. And of course, we have the Savage Life label now. Thank you, Savage. Savage made a beautiful label for the wines. I was so impressed that I went ahead and started actually using it on the labels. I am so grateful for him for that. You can find amazing talent here on YouTube if you just do it right. So that's one of. Then we have the t-shirt line. We have our dashikis with hoods. One of my favorite t-shirts right here.
Shut the fuck up, cakes. Okay. Oh my God. Send me mine now. Send me mine. Shut up. Oh, that's mine.
They come in vegan, real butter, and sugar free. So
And
everybody can
you
get
got your
some.
little friend up in there, your little magic pony. I remember them videos too. She had her little friend up, her little stick. She had a little friend. What was the name of them?
Who, Uni?
Yeah, she even got her uni up in there.
Yep.
I love it. 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 I
Yep.
love it. Now on the bottles, does it say like if I want to order, does it says like this one is sweet and this one is not? I like mine sweet. So does
Unfortunately, we do not have that on the bottle yet. But it's just to contact me, and I can actually tell you which ones are sweet right now and which ones aren't. If you go to IG Blitch's Brew, you will actually see where people are telling you exactly about the flavors.
okay? The whole body, everybody in here is saying drop the links, drop the links. They know they heard it, but people like to see it. I don't know why, but I don't know. They
Oh,
want
that's cool.
they want you to drop.
www.masterfundife.com. Masterfundife.com.
www at master master fundi fundi.com.
Yep.
Fundi Fe, I hope you enjoyed your celebration today. And I thank you so much for your time and your patience and your honesty. I really appreciate you taking this time out with us today.
Oh, well, thank you, love. It was my pleasure to do so. It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Oh
Thank
my
you for
God.
having me. It's amazing.
And come back. We'll invite you back. We'll invite, please come, feel free anytime to come on back. And when we have certain things to talk about, because certain subjects, like I want to do a sex magic video, not in a couple of weeks. And if you know about sex magic, I hit you up. I need your email, Fundi Fe. That's right, show them. Well, we have certain subjects the master can teach. That's your email, Fundi Fe. Oh, she got it. She's letting us see her background. She's getting fancy. Fundi Fe. See, these are the things we need to talk about. These are the things we need to be shown. Don't stop trying to go after each other. Just go after the real stuff. But sometimes, listen, sometimes it got to goes down. It got to go down. We ain't going to say that. We ain't going to act like things ain't going to go down. But oh my God, did I enjoy this interview. I just need her email before we leave. And then I'm coming back, guys. I'm coming back. Fundi Fe.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you enjoy your This was a celebrate. Did you enjoy your celebration?
I more than enjoyed this. This was unexpected, and yes, I did. Thank you so much. I am humbled.
She said, "This girl done took me back to video number 1." She said, can I please have your email? Okay, so we do like
fundife@yahoo.com. fundife@yahoo.com.
All right. So periodically I want to do some subjects, but are you experienced with sex magic?
Yes.
So that's going to be something maybe like once every other month, if you don't mind. We can do a subject on certain things. Everybody enjoyed this. Hey, everybody enjoyed this, Fundi. You are loved. You are definitely loved.
I am so glad. I hope somebody got something out of it that they can use.
Believe me, they did. The chat was blowing up. It was blowing up. I would definitely hit y'all. Want to speak upon sex magic. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it toxic? And how can you use it right? So we in February, so that'll be like in March.
Oh, yes, ma'am. No problem. Sounds good.
And I think let's all give Fundi Fe a thank you. Everybody put a thank you or heart or something. Come on now. Put a thank you or heart up in here, because she done shared her whole entire life with us as a learning experience. So Fundi,
again, thank y'all so much, because if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have what I have. Special shout out to everybody that regularly attends University. You guys are making an incredible change in the world. And just because you don't see it does not mean it is not happening.
And please make sure, if you're promoting anything, once I email you, you will now have my email. So if you're promoting something, I don't mind promoting it on my page either. And they dropped your link, they dropped your YouTube, they dropped your stuff for you, Fundi Fe. It's dropped.
Thank you.
That's everybody. So we have to support each other. We have to continue to support each other. Let the good fight with the good, and whoever else go about your way. But I'm going to let you go because I took up a lot of your time. I'm just so thankful that you came in here this morning. I really, truly appreciate you. So we're going to let you go, and thank you. And I will be seeing you on the YouTube streets.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all make sure y'all sub to Sugar Love. She doing her thing. Thank you so much, Queen. And you have a wonderful, blessed day. You have a wonderful day.
You too, sister. And the rest of you guys, I'm coming right back. Peace out.